Hello, Jeff.
Hello.
I meant to say, hello, Mother.
No, don't use that voice.
Today we'll do the entire show as if we were at Kimes.
I'm going to wear your skin.
I hope you brought plenty of snacks, Jeff.
All
right.
No.
Enough of that. Jesus.
Awkward.
Who? Sorry about that, everybody. God, we just lost 15 people.
No.
Anyway, what are we doing today? We are talking about
music.
That's right. This is where the dogs of society howl. And he's Jeff Litcofsky from Brandartica. And I'm his other half, Peter Jude Ricciardi from Brandartica. And we've got all of you today as special guests. So what I'm going to tell you right now, will remind you folks again in a few minutes, is that if you want to come on and tell a story about a musical experience or something that it does put the lotion in the basket, Richard. It does. If you want to come on the show live, we'll drop you a LinkedIn message with the link,
Yes.
and you can just pop on in here and tell us your story, your memory, or your anything. Okay. We got Rod Christensen in the mother effing house, and of course, our buddy Robert Kogan is here also.
Yes.
Yes. So music. Why music? Well, it's a big open show and it's a big open topic, and music touches everybody's life in one way, shape, or form or another. If not, you're probably 6 feet under. So even at that, we don't know. Maybe there's music wherever you are. Maybe it's angelic. Maybe it's Pantera. I don't know. Emotion, memory, culture, brand energy. It's all universal. It's all pulse. It's all vibes. It's all music. So, Jeff, what do you say? Should we get started?
I think we should.
Okay. So, talking a little bit about why music triggers so many emotions, and I think it triggers them faster than visuals or text. What are some of the emotions, Jeff, that you get when you listen to music, or do you listen to particular music to elicit specific emotions?
Absolutely. So, and I tend to actually, this is a time when we're on the show that I don't have music playing. Mm-hmm. It's a rare moment, especially when I'm working. I have to have music kind of pumping. It gets me moving. It gets for some reason it's like calming for me, even if it's electronic music or heavy metal. But mostly, what I like is that it triggers memories. Like either if it's an old song or something, I remember hearing the song when something was happening, and that's the stuff I really love.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, same here. I mean, I don't listen to a lot of music while I'm working. And it's funny, that may sound odd, I suppose, to some people, knowing how much I love music. But I tend to get carried away with music. I find it hard for me to just focus on what I'm doing when there's, music that I love on. I get wrapped up. I get taken out of my spot. But I will use different types of music to sort of put myself in the zone. A lot of times, we've got other creatives in here. In fact, you're all creatives, so have that. Renee, let us know if you can in the comments what kind of, do you listen to music while you're working, or do you listen to music to change your mood, bring it up, bring it down? Same for you, Richard. Let us know in the comments. Same for you, Rod Christensen. Yeah, we'd love to know. Jeff, what was the thing you woke up to this morning? What was the first music you put on?
Oh, geez, I have to remember now.
Okay.
The first music I put on when I came upstairs to the office, for sure. I had my YouTube music streaming of Youngblood. I was playing this.
Oh yeah, he's kick-ass.
Yeah,
kick-ass.
So a lot of good stuff there, and I tend to do that instead of a single album. Back in the day, I would have to do that because we didn't have streaming. But I mainly do like a mix, of all different songs from that artist.
Mhm, mhm. I used to be purely a heavy metal kid, sort of grew into, classic rock of the '70s,
Mm.
'60s, '70s, and my musical tastes have widened to the point where it's all like, I can listen to anything. Frankly, the only thing I can't listen to, and put your number ones in the air if you disagree, um, I can't listen to country music. I just
It's the same with me. It's
don't
it's
love
weird.
um,
Like all these other genres, but not that.
but that said, okay, the work the Rolling Stones did, I forget which album it was, Goat's Head Soup, maybe. They did a ton of country music.
Mm,
They were so influenced by, obviously, by American blues, uh,
mm,
but they also, what was it? What was his name? Something Parsons, Graham Parsons, somebody else,
mm.
somebody else in the music industry in the '60s and '70s in America had a huge influence on Keith Richards, and that's why they started churning out all those country hits. Which I thought that kind of country music, I am 100% down with that stuff. Same with, like, I consider Johnny Cash to be.
Yeah, he's kind of crossover. It's kind of folk. I think a lot of the folk artists are crossover. It's appeals to a wider audience for sure.
Yeah, yeah. Now, Renee, I'm going to suspect that you do like country, and that's okay, man. I just don't. I don't know if there's anybody that's really come out that kind of inspired me or lit up my emotions at all. So that's just me. But yeah, and this week we wrote a newsletter, and it's called "Stitching Strategy into Style." And the reason I wrote it was because I had stumbled upon an article. I forget where it was, but it was had something to do with the way Motley Crue looked in the early '80s, the looks that kill, shout at the devil era, and I was fascinated by that as a kid. In fact, when I first saw a kid in my neighborhood with that album, I got a little nervous and was like, I don't think that's okay, man. I thought, like, for sure he's summoning demons, and I wasn't really sure. Coming from a Roman Catholic upbringing, I was like, I don't really know if I'm down with this. And then they got their hooks into me, and I was done for. So,
Mm.
I mean, that began my spiral into exploring rock and roll and music outside of, like, Frank Sinatra, whom I love. I think the first pop group I had ever been introduced to, fortunately, was like Air Supply.
Oh, yes, yes.
But, like, I quickly learned that there was more to the music world than Air Supply.
Yes.
Um,
Our
and
friends from Australia, I believe.
yes, yes. I'm all out of love. Is
Yes.
that it? I'm
I'm
all out
so
of love.
lost without you.
I'm so lost without you. And we'd be lost without all of you. Welcome
That's
here. If you're
true.
just showing up, you're freaking late, but that's okay. Take a seat,
Yeah.
and we'll be handing out medicine and donuts and small cups of coffee later. Okay. Um, Kelly's got a great comment here. Her parents is Waylon Jennings and Willie. That is amazing. I could back that up a little bit and say, Willie Nelson I love him. I also do like Zach Bryan. I don't know who Sturgill Simpson is, but maybe he's is he like Bart's adopted brother? What? Oh,
No,
dad
no.
humor there.
The
Little dad
dad
humor.
joke going
All right.
on.
Anyway, I was saying about that newsletter. There's a woman I discovered. Her name is Floor Thiemeyer, and she is the person who outfitted and stylized Bowie's futuristic zigzags, Freddie Mercury's royalty swagger look, Prince's high collars and lace, velour, velvet
Mm,
thing, and she did Motley Crue's Shout of the Devil menacing look. And her
wow.
designs, they were dressed up like gods. It was unbelievable. I thought they came out of the womb that way, but it's not really true. And then the reason I finished up writing this entire article was because I saw a place to tie this into branding and how brands represent themselves. So if you have a chance, drop on in there and take a look at that. Jeff, do we have some stuff we wanted to share before we drop Bob in? I know.
Yeah, I'm wondering if you could explain this.
I cannot explain that, Jeff. And if you notice up in the upper, I know you probably can't take your eyes off the shirt, the vest, the hair helmet that's going on. But behind me on the shelf, you see a few of my baseball trophies,
Oh,
which
nice.
I had just moved from baseball, which was really just a vehicle for me to meet girls, and it wasn't working, to rock and roll. Hey, maybe I should do this instead. And then in the upper left-hand corner, you could see a very small, blurry picture of me, I think from like third grade. Sweet boy.
Even
All right,
younger.
Take that down, Jeff, for Christ's
Okay,
sake.
I will.
That was the left-handed guitar days before I ever joined a band. We'll talk about that another time. But yeah, no, that was super cool. So we've got a good friend of ours who's always coming back for more, and we love that. He's going to drop in on us right here, right now, without further ado.
Robert Kogan.
Robert Kogan.
Kogan has succeeded.
Kogan has just returned.
Welcome to Making Things Happen with Robert Kogan.
Bob Kogan.
Hey, Robert.
Welcome, Robert.
I'm loving that intro more and more every week, and the other 10 times that I secretly watch it.
Yeah, no, don't get me wrong. I watch it myself. And sometimes I'll watch a few of the other ones we'll produce because I always get a kick out of what the hell's happening there when that got made. Oh, man. Hey, you and I were talking yesterday, and we were talking about the show, and you had some fascinating stories, and I don't want to go too far in one direction or the other. You may want to start at the beginning, but I know that we talked about the Rolling Stones, which is a huge fave of mine. And there was something about, I had told you I was at the Steel Wheels concert in Foxborough, Mass. Back in, what year was that, do you think? 80.
Well, was that the 89 tour?
What year?
Was that the 89 tour?
Yeah, must have been. Must have been.
Yeah.
I will admit to being on a tab and a half.
It rings a bell, the Steel Wheels tour, because it was all over it was drilled into my head a million times a day.
Yeah, talk to us about that, because you had a story about your dad, I believe.
Yeah, my late father, Eddie Kogan, he was pretty much on the pie chart basis, about a 20% absolute genius, 70% too into the women and the glitz, but you couldn't have the 30% genius without that 70% craziness. So you get what you get, all right? Something I never really talk about because it has nothing to do with me. I just was a passenger on the bus. But there are some pretty remarkable background stories. It's hard to explain real quick, but I'll do it. And for those that it buzzes through their head and they just don't know what they heard, rewind and replay. Live Nation is a product of a company called Concert Productions International, which handled Toronto, then moved into Montreal, Vancouver, and then around the world. That guy's name is Michael Cole with a C. My father, late father, was very close with Michael Cole and was pretty much partners. So what I got to experience, as I always refer to, living the dream, all throughout the 80s, every big tour that came through, from Michael Jackson, John Cougar, and down and sideways, all I did was give away tickets to associates of my father's business. And I like telling the story because it could be a long one, but I like telling it through these eyes. And then I went to a U2 concert, and I saw Bono pull a guy up on stage and play guitar, knocking on heaven's doors. I rode my bike through downtown that next day, and I asked Denise to the CPI office for front row center for the next show. That was the Joshua Tree show in '87. But this was '84, and the coolest of all the crazy stories is how I secretly produced interstitial, or a snippet, in a concert on the Joshua Tree tour in front of 60,000 people at the Toronto show.
Yes.
And many U2 fans know that Bono likes to pull people up and play a song. It's part of the connection that has been created over 40 years or longer, 45 years, with the U2 phenomenon. So 3 years later at summer camp, I met a buddy who loved U2, and I said, and he played guitar. So I told him to practice People Get Ready. Told him I'm going to try to push him on stage. It was a 1 in 50 chance, 1 in 100. I thought I was going to lift him up to get him up on a stage, and a few planets went into alignment. Bono fell on the stage in Washington, D.C. 2 weeks earlier, so he had a brace on his elbow, and he needed some help if he was going to play guitar. So he asked for someone to play guitar. I've never played rugby in my life, but I did the full push, or maybe it's that Philadelphia Phillies tush push thing.
Tush push.
That. Yeah. Al got on stage and played People Get Ready in front of 60,000 people at the October 3rd, 1987 U2 show in Toronto. And I always joke about how I peaked early. I'm 20 something years old and
living the dream.
Like yeah.
Dude, that's crazy.
That's awesome. I love that.
That's crazy.
Now there are so many branches to go down, but the bottom line is that nobody really knows this, but the Live Nation, which is now Live Nation Ticketmaster, and 1,000 other entities, venue management and production partnerships with acts and all sorts of other verticals in the touring business and the staging and all the security and engineering and everything that goes along with that. It really did originate out of the Toronto Business Tornado Center, or Eye of the Hurricane. The other story, a couple other stories that are worth mentioning, is that Rolling Stones tour. It was in sync with the opening of the Sky Dome, the first retractable roof stadium in the history of mankind. And that was opened up in '89. So what my late father did was, when they were 140 million short, he got 28 companies to come up with 5 million each for preferred suppliers' rights. And that included Labatt's. He was very close with board members of Brascan, the parent company of Labatt's Brewing. You need that type of money to do things like organizing the first prepayment to a musical act in the history of the world. And that was 140 million prepayment to the Rolling Stones for the Steel Wheels tour.
Wow.
Because as much as people think that Taylor Swift is living it up, they still freak out when their concerts go on sale. They are still shitting their pants that they're going to get the ticket sales and translate that into merch sales, which is a big part of all of the concert business. But that all emanated, the CEO of Live Nation today comes from Thunder Bay, Ontario. You know, in Toronto, we got Buffalo. I go 4 hours like I'm doing later to Michigan. Thunder Bay, Ontario has Duluth, Minnesota. That's where Thunder Bay is. And a young man involved in marketing for Labatt's, because of what I just described, is now the CEO of Live Nation.
Wow.
Yeah, he's a Canadian. So there are stories, but I be careful. I don't want to talk about myself so much, because I also have a great homage to pay you for the research you did on that designer that worked on Bowie and Motley Crue.
Thank you. Thank you. I reached out to her, actually, Robert. I found her on LinkedIn, as I do find people.
That's right.
I was like, oh, hey, hi. Well,
how did she appreciate your?
She did. And I got the cease and desist last week.
Don't bother me.
She got back to me. I said, you want to read this bad boy before I put it out there? And she's like, nope. But she was, she was very kind. And she was like, go nuts. I appreciate you finding me and, taking the time to reach out. And she's got a project coming out. I don't want to talk about it because, I don't want to jump the shark on anybody. She's got a project coming back out, and I bet you, she's going to be more of a household name, perhaps, in the next few months or so. So, hey, while we're here, Robert, we've got another R in the house. We've got Rod, who we've invited in. Rod, frequent winner, frequent guest, frequent caller.
Frequent winner, yes.
How's it going, Rod?
Robert, a fellow RC.
That's right, RC.
The co-inspiration for RC Cola.
That's right.
We're co-owners. Our two families founded RC Cola.
Yeah.
They did. That's why you both look so similar. And it's like you guys are like Billy Corgan and what's his name? The comedian.
I don't know.
Bill. Come on, somebody help me out here. Who's the comedian from Boston? Redhead, bald guy.
Oh,
Bill Burr.
Bill Burr.
Bill
Burr. They're freaking brothers.
He's from New England, isn't he?
You know that, right?
Yes.
Anyway, let's not get sidetracked, but they are brothers. What's going on, Rod?
Yeah.
I'm just working here in the office, listening to you guys. Love
Cool.
listening to this podcast. So
Best.
Thank
I'm
you.
always like, I'm taking my lunch early to just listen here and chat with you guys. And I love music, so I'm always just
What's your
excited
what's your go-to band or artist?
Tool would probably be my favorite.
Oh, love it.
Massive Tool fan.
Massive.
And seeing
Yeah.
them in concert, they're amazing.
Yep. So our one of our partners who works on our digital media and digital media buys and publishing, she's a huge Tool fan.
Oh yeah.
I like Tool, but like for me, a lot of that prog rock never landed right. Probably because I wasn't that very good of a musician, so I was like, that's too many notes, guys. It's too
I used to play way back in high school and college, and then I dropped off. Hit that intermediary plateau, dropped off, stopped playing for a while, and I recently just started picking it back up. Went and bought a new PRS. So I'm just
nice.
Loving that guitar. It's so beautiful.
Nice. Hey, speaking of plateaus, what is happening? First of all,
okay.
All right.
You can explain this.
Hey, first of all,
I've got a nice guitar.
It is a nice guitar, but how short are the shorts?
Yeah, those are
a little too short.
All right. Short. I'll give you that.
Like the Reform School Girls poster in the background.
Yes. So here's the explanation. Okay. So this is around. I'm 17.
Okay.
Here. All right. This is my bedroom at my parents' house.
Nice.
I got the PV amps at the time. I hadn't switched to Mesa Boogie yet. But this guitar I built. I bought the body. I bought the neck. It's a Kaler, whammy bar, and I put the whole thing together and I painted it to the first. This would be the first iteration of the Eddie Van Halen guitar, right from the first album. And I painted it exactly like the picture, and I did it exactly the same way that he did it with the taping and all that stuff.
Oh wow, it's really it's pretty well done, dude. And did you see this comment?
Thank you.
Do you see this comment from Melissa, by the way?
Oh, my parents.
I do see the comment from Melissa.
Backstage at Kiss at 8 or 9 years old. It must have been horrifying.
Whoa. But the only thing I want to add with the picture was the movie. Those are official movie posters, because I was working at a movie theater, and they used to let us take the posters after the movie played. Mm-hmm. So those movies, One Crazy Summer and Reform School Girls, were both playing at the movie theater.
One Crazy Summer is still a classic.
And Reform School Girls, I don't know if you remember this, had Wendy O. Williams in it.
I remember her.
Which was the punk rock.
Yeah,
that was her debut as quote unquote acting.
Her and Grace Slick were always like headache food for me.
Yeah,
like bologna gives me a headache straight away.
Yes.
And both of those performers always gave me some kind of a headache. And Rob is right here, making sure that we all recognize the Tool jokes. And you are right on, sir. We are holding back. And Richard used to play violin for a few years and then alto sax in high school. I'm sure it made him extremely popular at the time.
I'm sure he could play Quarter Flash songs all the time.
Oh! I just had this conversation with somebody the other day, and I was asking them, "Do you guys familiar with a band called Hanoi Rocks?"
Yeah.
Okay. So Hanoi Rocks came out around the time Motley Crue had already come out. And they were just starting to get famous when Vince Neil, the singer of Motley Crue, accidentally killed their drummer. Oops. And then that band just never quite recovered or made it after that. But strangely enough, I was just going back down the rabbit hole the other day. I was looking for a font for a project we're working on. And the font I was looking for happens to be the font that Hanoi Rocks used on all their album covers. And I was like, I got to find that fucking font. So I did. But anyways, in the course of it, I started listening to Hanoi Rocks, and I was like, it's like a weird, like New York Dolls kind of blues, rock and roll, loose less metal Guns N' Roses style, but they have saxophone in their music.
Oh,
That is such a strange twist,
it is a strange twist.
right?
Yeah.
And it looks like
That is
Robert had to
awesome.
duck out for a few minutes. And anybody else that wants to pop in, just give a shout out. Jeff, let somebody else in. Rod, any parting words of wisdom or defiance or allegations you want to make while you're on air here?
Oh, so there's a guy in my neighborhood that his son passed, unfortunately. But he said that his son always told him, listen to the whole album. His son was a huge Eagles fan, and he told me, and that's just one of the things that he told me that I was like, yeah, there's a lost art nowadays with all this shuffle play stuff where these bands put a lot of effort and time into the whole album as moving from point A to point B all the way through the end. Sometimes you just got to put on an album, listen to the whole thing.
I agree 100%. My daughters, they're 10 and 13. They don't know what an album is.
Right.
They don't know that there's other music than the one song they caught 10 seconds of on TikTok. Like that there's a whole, there should be anyways, an entire, front end, back end of this song. And that to me is really poignant about listening to the whole album. Because there's so many gems that you're never going to know about if you're just going straight up top 40 radio.
Well, sometimes it was intention, so the concept albums, you can't listen to Pink Floyd The Wall
Oh, yes.
like without listening to the whole thing. It goes through, I'm sure there's still some today, but like I used to think like Operation Mindcrime from Queensryche.
Good one.
You can't listen to one song in that. It doesn't make sense. It's not telling the whole story.
Right.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Pink Floyd The Wall was the one that I used to sit in my room back in high school, play guitar. I'd just put that album on, and I had the old vinyl record that my mom and dad had, so original. But I would just put on The Wall and just sit there and just play through. And that's
And
one
then
of my fondest memories.
Let's just get the whole story here. Was there at any point in those moments with like a cored out apple with a little bit of that, really dry sticks and stems stuffed inside it? No. Okay.
Nope.
I wouldn't know. Rod, thanks for coming in today. I hope you stick around.
Always, guys.
Thank you.
Man. Have yourself a great rest of the day. We love
Good
that.
one, man.
Ass. Robert Cogan is in and out. He can't decide what he wants to do, I think.
You might be having a bad connection or something.
Oh, good. Melissa Rullman's going to share a picture a little later.
Okay.
And I shared one of yours, Jeff. Why don't you share one of mine now, and I will explain what the F was happening.
Oh, I got to find a good one.
Oh, yeah, find a few. There's a few good ones. So, yeah, we went back into this is one we've seen before. I love this page.
Do you want me to pick the other one?
No, this is fine.
All right.
I will just tell you what's going on here. The guy on the right is Andy Baker, one of the greatest drummers I've ever played with. He is like his body is like a ligament. He is just one freaking ligament. Strongest motherfucker ever. He used to play drums with sticks that were like tree trunks, and I would sit, I was the bass player, he was the drummer, he and I would spend hours together in the rehearsal space with cored out apples and other things, and just play. And at the end of our sessions, there was always a huge pile of wood splinters and sawdust all around his kit because he used to play so hard. And I'm wearing my Elevator Drops shirt in that picture, and that young lady, I have no idea who she is, but she sure as hell is happy to be there.
Yes, it seems so.
Yeah, and that was taken, I believe, at a little place called TT the Bears in the dressing room, if you will, which I think it was just a janitorial closet. And I remember that show. That was
Gotta love that graffiti
time.
on there.
Thank you for sharing that. Thank you for
That's
sharing that. Awesome. We've also got, Allison Clay's in the house. She's got Robert Unger wants to pop in, but he doesn't know how. Jeff?
No, I sent them the link.
Oh, okay. Robert, we sent you the link. Don't be insane. And Robert's back. He's on the move. Where is he now? Robert, where the hell are you now?
I'm running away from the
I
car.
can't hear
We can't.
you. Running
Oh,
away
I
from the
see.
car?
I'm-
Good. Is it still on?
I'm running away from the car because a call comes in and then the whole car crashes, the phone crashes. It's a nightmare.
Did you
Oh,
buy
it's a
one of those
nice day
Tesla
today.
knockoffs? Is it a Tesla? It's like a knockoff Tesla?
No, it's an
Tesla
X5. No,
X5.
just
Yeah.
an X5 that I have to have all wheel because I do all the driving to Michigan and back every week or two.
Okay.
So I
Well,
used to have a smaller car, but Beth didn't like
Mm.
it in snowstorms.
And Robert shared with me over the winter what he has to deal with in terms of snow. So
That was Snowmageddon last year. We had like about 8, 9, 10 feet pile up. But anyway,
amazing.
forget about me and snow. What did I miss? Because the music factor is really cool.
Yep.
And I was very frustrated. It was very frustrating to
Yeah.
miss out there and try to get reconnected.
That's okay. We got you back. We were talking a little bit. One of the things Rod mentioned was the fact that people have lost the art of listening to an album front to back.
Mm.
I did. I caught a little bit of that about the
Yeah.
little, the side 2. Forget about side 2. Go to B sides. How about those?
B-sides. Right. Exactly. And what was the best show you ever saw in your life, Robert? Because I know you go to shows. What was the best show you ever saw?
It's got to be one of the incredible U2 shows. There was a show on the 87 Joshua Tree. The Octong Baby Tour had an arena leg and it had a stadium leg. There was a show in Buffalo where Bono's voice was a little scratchy, but Edge, Adam, and Larry were on it. Were you accustomed to the imperfections going to 45, 50 U2 shows? But this particular show, they were on it on every note, pounding it, ad-libbing at the end of songs, which is really the magic of going to concerts when you hear something special that is never played before. Of course, yeah, U2 did a lot of ad-libs that they repeated at every show, every tour. So, hey, I love you, whatever city I'm in, that whole speech.
Yeah.
But that show in Buffalo, sorry for the long answer, it was a tight U2 show in Buffalo. But I got to give honorable mention to something that's been going on over the last, I'd say about 10 years. I accidentally stumbled upon a 21 Pilots 2-night gig in Montreal.
Nice.
And that was quite remarkable. It was a little rainy. I asked the nice older woman sitting on the ground in front of the venue what she was doing there, and she was lining up to save her kid a spot for the general admission for the next night. So I went in and saw the concert, and having just been a fan of a few of their singles and listening to their album, and like you said, going deeper into the side 2 and listening to every track, I was blown away by 21 Pilots because they are quite a movement. 2 guys, they use a lot of backtracks. A lot of people don't like that, but deal with it. And what they've done is they've appealed through about, say, 70 or 80% of their material to everybody who has been alienated, anybody who suffers from insecurity, anybody who suffers from anything. And I saw it at that show in Montreal 10 years ago. And as they progressed and done their arena tours, some of the material is incredible. So would you believe that last 3 weeks ago after that CHFA show, across the bridge is the Budweiser stage where 21 Pilots was playing that night. And I like to let traffic, disperse before I leave, whether it's a sporting event or a trade show. So I walked over and I asked these people that were sitting on the ground, all like sort of camped out, what are you guys doing? Doesn't this show start tonight? It was a different artist, a violin artist or something, a rock violin artist. And they said to me, are you ready? You ready, guys? What they said to me? We're here reserving spots for the GA line for tomorrow's 21 Pilots show. 10 years later, I'm seeing the same thing.
Yeah.
And a group of kids with different color hair, all different shapes and sizes. So I just want to do a shout out for 21 Pilots. And
man.
They're not just a singles machine. They also have reached out and opened their arms and created a bit of a movement for the forgotten souls to all feel like they're on the same team together.
I love it. That's a great share. And as I told you, I had to go back in and do a little homework on 21 Pilots myself because I wasn't sure exactly if I knew what you were talking about. And I realize now I know who these people are, but I hadn't really put it all together. It's one of those things that you've heard them and you don't even know it, you know? Now, Jeff, did you want to have any moment to explain what the hell happened?
Oh, there's my Steinberger. It's right in the background here. It's actually still here.
Steinberger. I see.
No.
Is that Dwayne Allman on drums?
No, it's Gary. This is in the 90s, and I was in a cover band, and this is my best friend on bass and vocals is Chris, my friend Chris. Since we've known each other since first grade, and we're still friends today. And we actually used to play in some bars in Salem, Massachusetts at this
And what
time.
was your focus? What was the cover band?
It was rock. It was, mostly rock, but I have a fun little story to share. When we played together in it was called EJ's Parkside. It was a bar in Salem, Mass. And we were getting ready to start a set, and we noticed some commotion on the TV. And it was O.J. Simpson in the Bronco flying down the highway. And Chris said, all right, we were like taking it in that he was just trying to get away from the police. And Chris says, okay, this one goes out to OJ. And we started playing our police song. That's a true story. So like I was actually in the bar, playing during the chase in the Bronco.
Yeah. Melissa Rollman has a great comment here and question. Regardless of genre of music, how do you all tie in food to the mix? Cooking, restaurant vibe with great music, jingles, what have you. I mean, for me at home, I love music while I cook, and I will listen to, when I allow Spotify or she who will remain unnamed, but the name starts with an A, ends in an A. I don't want her to chime in on this conversation, for God's sake.
Yes, of course.
Actually, I'm going to say it. Alexa! Now, everybody that's listening has an Alexa that just went, well, how can I help you? Well,
how can I help you today?
Mine has a South African accent, but I'm not going to attempt it. Anyway, when I'm cooking, I listen to a variety of music, and most often when it chooses the music I listen to or request the most often, I'll get a mix of all kinds of shit, from Stones to Bowie to Iron Maiden to Donovan from the 60s. Seasons of the Witch is one of the greatest frickin' songs of all time. Mamas and Papas, Zeppelin, what have you. I get a huge mix. But if I'm cooking in the kitchen and it happens to be an Italian recipe, my only go-to is the soundtrack from the movie Big Night. Done.
So you have that worked out.
Who's the artist? Who are the artists on that soundtrack?
Oh God, everybody, dude. I can't even name them. Most of them are like old crooner style shit. It's such a good piece of music. It's got Italian, American jazz, trumpet.
You know what it sounds like? It sounds like something that my generation experienced in our late teens, 20s when the Big Chill came out. That soundtrack basically it covered so many songs that are in our memories from over the years and through childhood, but it just seemed like and something that also I would have mentioned when we were talking about A-side, B-side, the sequence of the tunes. The sequence has a lot to do with everybody's experience, and now that's gone because of playlists and shuffle and all that stuff. But people that are younger than 40 plus don't even know what I'm talking about in terms of the sequence, because they don't know what an album or a disc is. It's just the songs, skip the ones, and I do it too, so I don't get to experience sequence either. But sequence is very important, and that Big Chill album, going back to the soundtrack, it was like its own masterpiece. Sounds like what you're talking about with that Big Night soundtrack.
Yeah. Absolutely. And Melissa's got a great point here, and I love it. Doing a sales presentation with charcuterie, brought the sales team to one of the first Bluetooth speakers. She had wine, charcuterie playing, and Frank Sinatra.
Nice.
And everyone was speechless. And, Melissa, what you're making me think of is, for me, when I'm making videos like Robert's introduction, the introduction to the show, even client videos, granted, I can't use, licensed. I use licensed music, but not the artist's music because that's just not possible. But it plays such a role in creating the vibe. And I find with the right music and, even just a random mix of visuals, you can create something that really lands. And that is what I think is so cool about music, because music plays the role of like an unknown color or an unimaginable flavor. It just has there's no way to like settle on what it is or what it's going to do, but it can turn anything into a really moving piece. So good on you. Good share there.
Yeah, we got Bobby Buckets waiting in the
bring him in. Let's see what he's got shaking today. What's shaking?
Hey.
Howdy.
Howdy.
Sound like you were at a concert last night.
Oh no, I wish. I was not. I was gonna say it's kind of going back to earlier stuff, but for me in sales, like I have to pump myself up, and kind of like be on my game. So I listen to like freestyle rap, just to get the brain going. And then my other question was for the group. You got 2 artists you listen to the rest of your life. Who are they?
Oh, okay.
Jeff, you want to start?
Sure. It's actually they have to be part of my top 5 or whatever, so I can pick them randomly. Peter Gabriel, and Rush.
Well chosen.
And Rush.
Homage on that one.
So those would be the 2 that I could listen to any time of day, any day. I wouldn't ever get bored of it.
Robert, do you have one, 2?
Well, of course, U2, obviously. And
Okay.
the second one's a tough one because there's like 20 or 30 that I would choose from. But based on the impression that the double album by Pink Floyd, The Wall, had on me, it would have to be Pink Floyd, Wall, Dark Side, Wish You Were Here.
Yeah.
Nice. For me, easiest answer is, and I can do it with just one, the Rolling Stones, because of the catalog and the breadth, the width of music and styles that they played. Some of it's, straight up just like chainsaw ripping. Some of it's just, really mellow and emotional and thoughtful.
What's your number 1 Stone song?
God, I always used to say it was Sympathy for the Devil, but it's not. That's
like saying Stairway for the Devil.
Yeah. My favorite Stones song is probably Monkey Man.
That's a good one. I'm Can't You Hear Me Knocking with Gimme Shelter, close second.
Yeah. And what's the other one with the what is it? Exile, not Exile on Main Street, but the song, the one that they filmed in Colombia with the dude being executed on a bridge with a bag over his head. What's the name of that song?
I don't got that one.
Is that the trivia question?
Yeah, it should be. I can't even remember. Awesome, man. I hope that answered some of your questions, Bobby. And how's life treating you? How's Dad Good going?
Good. We're growing. I did have a follow-up question if that's
okay.
Your 2 favorite or your 2 least favorite bands. Like who you absolutely hate to hear.
Oh.
Yeah. What band?
How about who's an instant channel changer? I don't have a band. I have a song. You know that Proclaimers, that I Will Walk One. As soon as that comes on,
that works.
Yeah, I'll be diving for the radio or the button to change it. Yeah, oh God, that's all I got.
No.
For me, it's probably anything my kids listen to. That I'm like, what is this? And in fact, there's one artist that does a tune and my daughter keeps putting it on and I'm like, dude, this is just California with Tupac and Dre.
Yeah.
And she's like, no, it isn't. And I'm like, it is. What is, if you want to listen to it, listen to the actual song, not whatever. I think the only other thing I could say that I really loathe, God, it's not Britney Spears. I don't mind her. She's all right. I really loathe I really loathe LFO.
Oh, yeah.
That throwback for anybody. LFO.
LFO.
Yeah.
Summertime girls.
This is
Yeah.
The guy with the wig.
I
Yeah.
can't
this
tell
is
you how many
gonna
times-
this is gonna trigger somebody though.
Okay.
But I cannot listen.
They got gigs. They get gigs. They got gigs.
What are you gonna
Sorry.
do?
They did. I cannot listen to Neil Young. I
Oh,
just
me
can't.
neither.
It's just like putting your nails on a chalkboard. And it's just something. I get it. Like the songs aren't bad songs. It's just I cannot listen to them.
They are legendary. They're like Canadian anthems, but I got to give you a little bit of homage on that one because there's a bit of everything's depressing and people are dying
I
and
know. I know.
Yeah.
the rain is killing us. And
The other one is for me. Big one is like Moody Blues. No, thank you. And like the Doobie Brothers. No, I don't.
oh, whoa.
No.
There's one Doobie song that I
Come
love.
on.
There
the
is a Doobie song.
Brothers. No.
What's that song?
No, I can't.
Okay, anyway, let's try. I'm going to
All
try to
right,
steer
Robert.
this.
We'll
I'm
catch you
gonna
later,
steer
buddy.
this. No, I got to steer something. I got
Go
to
ahead.
share.
Okay.
I got a big share. Yeah, I want to steer this back to business. Okay. In music, there's a very, very established journalist named Alan Cross. He's worth looking up. He's been only for like 40 years. He's been doing these shows. One of them is the ongoing history of new music. And he's pretty established. So I actually caught one of his episodes, which is really pertinent to this whole thing that we're all living in right now. He talked about the sellouts. When bands started and realized that they have to give their music and make some money, and the Clash was really the lead story here because they resisted it for a long time. And then Should I Stay or Should I Go? Not only did it drive a brand into prominence, it also increased the sales of that song. And
Yes.
the short story, I could go on for 5 minutes and recite the whole thing that I heard, but the ending of the conversation was really interesting. Moby's album just went insane. Every one of his songs was used for multiple brands.
Oh yeah.
And I will tell you that song Porcelain is stuck in all of our heads. And we heard it first in commercials.
Yes.
That's right.
So I think that's somewhat pertinent to the whole music connected to CPG, right over to how we get motivated every morning and what music we listen to.
It's amazing too. Like when there's resurgence of a song, the classic one, easy one, although there's others, is the Stranger Things, Kate Bush, resurgence of that song running up the hill. And it's unbelievable how just an instance of a piece of music can hit a whole nother generation.
Yep. Through the marketing and utilization for other reasons.
Hey, we're gonna
Anyway,
pop Bobby Buck
I
out of
wanted-
here. Hey, Bobby, thanks for coming in, man. All right.
Have a great week, and we'll
Okay,
talk to you
great
soon and
see
see you next week.
Yeah. Wait a minute here. How do we do that?
I don't know.
He is. Okay, there he goes. All right,
Oh.
Albert, you're still in to hang for a while, yeah?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm good for a few more minutes. I got to hit the
All
road
right.
to Michigan
Let us know
and
when
get
you
back
gotta
in the
go.
warehouse soon. But I'm good. I'm good.
Richard mentioned Nirvana, Metallica, Pearl Jam. It's funny, I only got to see Pearl Jam once, and it was fucking outstanding. I did also see Nirvana once, and it was a funny story because I was living in LA. We were shopping around records, trying to get a deal. We went to some parties, got a VIP passes up to the Rainbow Bar and Grill upstairs room. And we went up there and nobody knew who the fuck we were. I think most people thought we were White Lion, whatever. No. But anyway, like mini White Lion. We went up there and there was this catastrophic din and roar and rage and just mess going on from the stage. And I remember watching these three dirty looking characters just going out of their mind, off the rails, like intentionally being so loud and obnoxious. And I was like, what the fuck is that? And years later, I came to realize that was their record release party for Nevermind. This was before, you know, you had any of the Smells Like Teen Spirit or anything like that. But I was in a tiny room with them just raging on stage. And I was like, what is happening? They're not wearing tight pants and their hair's not teased. What the
Right.
Yes. Nirvana. Anyway.
Grunge.
Yeah. Best rock concert you ever seen? Most powerful rock concert you've ever seen? Jeff, go.
Easy. Again, I'm going to head back to Rush.
Okay.
And I think it was Grace Under Pressure. And it was the first time I was, you know, I had this dream, you know, I'd play guitar in a band and stuff like, you know, a million other people have. But I started morphing into more of a producer type of mindset. I wasn't thinking about I'm going to play live. I started recording for people, and I started thinking about mixes and adding different elements in. And so Rush for me was like just so eye-opening. And when I saw that concert, I realized there was so much more to the musical experience than just the music. There was this technology. There was this orchestration of the lights with the music. And there's a lot of intelligence behind the songwriting and the storytelling in the song.
Mm-hmm.
And it was one of these, and because they were progressive, there was so much little intricacies in terms of Neil Peart, you know, hitting a chime at a certain time in the song. I was just absorbing all this almost as a producer, and it really just like opened my brain up to how cool it was to create music like that complex
with three guys.
It was unbelievable because not only three guys, but you know, Geddy was like hitting the bass pedals and there was triggers, you know, Neil was hitting triggers to do different orchestra hits and things. And it was just mind blowing how in sync they were, how tight they were, how the visuals behind the stage and the lights all went in unison with the song. And I was like, this is an amazing production.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't believe it.
Jeff, is this?
Well, yeah,
this is where actually let me explain for you because that's
okay.
Where Duran Duran recorded the
yes,
I believe back
oh
in
my god,
2.
This is right before I actually moved out of my house, but this is where I was at equipment wise in terms of recording.
That's
What
late
you see
70s.
what you see in the background is actually an Atari ST computer, which was one of the first MIDI computers. So it
Early
ran
80s.
all the keyboards. And I was like the MIDI guy. Like anybody who needed MIDI setup, they would come to me and I literally like just piece this thing together from used gear. And
Nobody knows what that means. Floppy disk, they don't know what that means either.
no, it took a floppy disk and you can see there's a drum machine, there's two FM, there's a Roland and a Yamaha FM synthesizer modules. I had the whole thing.
I love this. And you know what? My two favorite things in here is it's so funny, like, you know, as compared to today. Look at the size of the monitor compared to anything else.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Like, what? Right? Today, the monitor would be that entire wall, right?
Oh, yeah.
And then my other favorite thing, and guilty as charged too, is the shelving setup for all this high-tech gear, which is like that something.
You screw it together. Yeah.
That's killer, man.
And that's a bass. That's an Ibanez bass that was on to the left of that. I still have that bass too.
Okay,
you crazies. Let me do another steer. You know what that reminds me of? Who said Peter Gabriel? Was that you, John?
I did.
People.
So what that picture reminds me of is a cover band called the Musical Box. You ever heard of them?
No, but I'm writing it down.
You are a Peter Gabriel fan, and you don't know?
No, I've never heard of them. No.
The Musical Box have been covering early Genesis albums.
Oh, Genesis. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. And what they've done is they went to go find the 1974 model of the exact keyboard that they used to record and perform Selling England by the Pound, for example, Foxtrot, those albums. and they've been performing and doing tours pretty much our whole life. I've seen them like 8 times. They do a full album front to back. So homage on the Peter Gabriel. Look up Musical Box, and they may be coming to town. You will be blown away if you ever get a chance to see them.
Well, it's funny you said that because in that picture there was a Juno 60, Roland Juno 60, which is like this so sought after keyboard now. I wish I still had it, but it was actually the keyboard that was used on a lot of the Rush albums.
Wow! See,
Yeah.
I see. There you go. I hit the dartboard there.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'll seek them out.
Do you know how fast this show just flew by?
It's crazy.
It's insane. Jeff, you want to leave us with one more of these pictures? You get one more shot at me. I'll explain it. And then we've got to do, hey, Robert, is there any way we can score a trivia present from you this week?
Yeah, it'll be about a week and a half before they hit your address.
No worries. No worries.
Yeah, absolutely.
We'll plan ahead. We'll plan ahead. It's all good. This was Molly's. I was still in high school, and this was a bar in Boston, not even old enough to be in. And there we were rocking it out.
Was the name of the place Molly's, or were you doing Molly's?
No, it was Molly's.
Oh,
yeah. That was Jake. Jake was absolutely hands down the greatest guitar player I've ever seen. And I mean that like beyond. At 14, he could keep up with any Eddie Van Halen.
Amazing.
Anything. Yeah. And he was the guy that when I joined this band, that I was later tattooed on my arm like an imbecile. I remember I went in there to play guitar. And from this moment, and Jake was so good, I was like, I have no business being here. So somebody, whatever that stick of wood in the corner is, give me that. And we went from here. We went from here to here. And it was quite exciting, really. Quite exciting. But look at the hair. First of all, what is happening here?
Yeah, what is happening?
I don't know. At this point, Jake has now been admitted to Harvard. He does not want to be in our band anymore, with good reason. Stephen is getting ready to return his mother's blouse and USC. Bruce, our good friend Bruce, was the keyboardist. I love Bruce, but Bruce never had money, never had food, never had somewhere to live, always had money to get his hair frosted. And this character over here, Craig Cody, he was our new singer after we booted out Sandro Tamburini, which in hindsight was a huge mistake because Sandro couldn't sing, but he got all the ladies. His shake brought the girls to the yoke, I believe. And
sometimes that's all it takes is the shake, you know.
You look at how many singers these days don't make it. I mean, singers suck that do make it. You go, what's the big deal?
Right.
We can fix that shit in post. Right. We can fix it in post. So, Jeff, do you have a question for us? Something we can throw out there as a trivia?
Yeah, I'll try to make it easy so that it's quick. So,
don't make it.
What was the first music video ever played on MTV? No, you won't. You don't want that one.
Go ahead. It's too easy, but I got you. Go ahead. I'm an old man. I happen to know this. Some of these young tattoos. That's right, Rob Unger. There are no bad tattoos. Well, actually, there are. I have like 4 of them. They've been covered up with other tattoos.
We can go something deeper.
No. People are already Googling.
Are they Googling it?
And while people are thinking, I used to dance in front of the TV with my grandmother to Soul Train and then throw on Van Halen. Yeah. Hey, I'm sorry. And I'm just going to call you out here, Melissa. There is no such thing as Van Halen with Sammy Hagar. There was no Van Halen.
Oh, come on.
No. Fight me on this.
I respect that.
Take me outside, bitch. Meet me in the parking lot, bitch.
This is still the greatest album.
Yeah.
Ever produced. Sammy by the group right there. Well, definitely.
Yeah.
All right. Nobody's coming in with the answer.
All right. Let's see.
Oh, see, he said Rod saying too easy.
Actually, it wasn't Dire Straits, I believe. I don't believe it was.
No.
It was before Dire Straits. And you know, another one that I can listen to forever, except for like maybe a few of the later hits, is like Tom Petty. Great artist.
He's one of my top 5.
Like
Rich, it wasn't Much Music. It was MTV with that.
Yeah.
Much Music is the Canadian version of MTV.
Yes,
guys.
Much Music. I used to watch it. I had a cable channel.
What was the other one, Jeff? V?
Oh, yes, V22. VH1. VH1.
No, not VH1. It was, remember in Boston, there was
V22, I think. And it was
Victory in Newton.
Yes. Yep.
So the first video doesn't it have something to do with video affecting the radio business in some way?
Okay.
In a homicidal way? A homicidal way. How about that?
You are right. Can anybody name that band? You are right.
Homicides involved.
Robert, he did just sing it. I know. And people just don't seem to want the damn prize. I don't know what it is.
I know.
We don't even know what the prize is yet.
We got one. Kimberly.
All right.
We got a winner.
Radio star from Kimberly Light.
Here's a little bit of trivia though, to add on to that, because you got it right. It's Video Killed the Radio Star by the Buggles. The bass player singer of that band is Trevor Horn. Trevor Horn is an amazing music producer, and he produced one of my all-time favorite albums for Yes, the legendary 90125 album, which is absolutely incredible. It's one of the best albums ever made. And Trevor Horn, who's the singer, is the producer.
90125?
Yeah.
90125.
And he's just an amazing. He did also. I don't know if you remember
90125.
Art of Noise. Album. Do you remember Art of Noise? That was.
I hated that.
Yeah. Well,
that was brutal.
You had to see it. You couldn't help seeing the little girl banging the thing.
Yeah.
But back to 901. That Yes album is the first three tracks on that album were like regularly listening every lunch hour at school for like a year and a half. The Lonely Heart.
Trevor Rabin, who's the guitar player, one of my all-time favorite guitar players.
Looks like I'm losing contact.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, you're in here. You're still here, I think.
Hey, awesome. Kimberly, you win.
All right.
And Chris Jarvis,
you hit me there with the Yes
right with the Buggles, yep. But we're gonna connect it to Kimberly Millite. I hope I'm not messing up your name. I have a feeling like you work with our old buddy Adam Gross. If you do, tell him we said hi.
Yes.
If you don't, ignore me. Okay.
But Adam Gross of the Dippin' Dots.
Dippin' Dots, Adam Gross.
Oh yes, Adam.
He was one of our first guests on our other.
On our podcast, yeah.
Anyway, I want to thank everybody for coming in today. Jeff or I will reach out to you and Kimberly and make sure we figure out what details we need to get you your prize. And it will be a week or so. So just hang tight. We won't forget you. I really loved this episode. I hope everybody comes back next time. Bring a few friends, okay? And let's just do this again every week. We're going to have a special Thanksgiving program. I think it's going to be on Thanksgiving.
Are we dressing up as turkeys?
Oh, it's on Thanksgiving, Jeff. You and I are just going to just do it from our table wherever we are. And
I'll bring the cranberry sauce.
And then there's going to be a Halloween edition coming up.
Yeah.
And you know, all the fun stuff. So anyways, this is Where the Dogs of Society Howl. This was the music edition. We've got a back to business edition next week with who is it, Jeff? Who's our guest next week?
Oh my God.
Is it Allie Clay?
I'm trying to remember.
Is it Allison Clay?
It might be.
Is it Allison Clay?
Is it Allison Clay?
Is it Allison Clay?
It is. It is Allison Clay.
Christ's sake, how many times I got to say it? All right. Well, thanks, everybody. I hope you have a great rest of your day. We had a lot of fun today. And
yes,
I hope
super fun.
All right.
Thank you, Rob.
We the best. No contest. My clique is the best. There ain't no one like cause of you dumb or you crazy. There's no way, G. Me and my clique, we handling biz while you and your clique just act fugazi. You couldn't.
Bye now. See you, Jeff.
That was good. Bye.
I know we're always doing this. What are we still doing here?
I don't know.
All right. Catch you later, man.